Hello everybody. Today I am here, your geography teacher, Ms. Sultana Begum, with your chapter Representation of Geographical Features. Previous video we had done first part. The video was quite long, so I made it in two parts. So this is the second part of the video. We are going to study here types of settlement and conventional signs and symbols. So we have types of settlement. We have three types of settlement. I told you in the previous video also. We have nucleated settlement, we have dispersed settlement, and we have linear settlement, which is also known as ribboned. Okay, so we have three settlement: nucleated settlement, linear settlement, and dispersed settlement. So first we are going to study about the nucleated settlement. These consist, nuclear settlement is what? These consist of houses which form compact and concentrated settlement. They are very compact and they are very concentrated. You can see in the diagram. This is a diagram, or this is the figure for the nucleated settlement. You can see how close they are all. The settlements are so close to each other. So these type of settlements, wherever these nucleated settlements are there, you will find there fertile plains and valleys, and the land is very productive, and it can also support a large population. As the land is productive, we will have a lot of cultivation, and it will always support a large population. So this is about the nucleated settlement. So next we have linear settlement. Linear settlement, here the houses are stretched out along the main road or river bank or railway line. We have along the local main road, see here, local main road or river bank or railway line. It can also occur along valleys and coast. You can see in the diagram here clearly. You can suppose this is a local road, or this is a river, or this is a valley, or this is a coast. So you can see the houses are stretched out along all these things, all these areas. So these kind of settlement, these develop as a route focus and they develop a route focus, and they also become collecting and distributing centers for trade, depending on road, railway or river for their commerce. So they start developing all these things to benefit themselves, and this is the figure. And next we have third one, that is dispersed settlement. Dispersed settlement is indicative of areas where farm sizes are large, and the population is sparse, means less. You will see the large farm sizes, but the population will be less there. As in compared to nuclear settlement, we had here what? We have compact and concentrated settlement, and the land is very fertile here, plains, valleys, and here we have large farm sizes, but you will see the population is very sparse. And it can be also seen highlighted highland areas where livestock rearing is the main occupation. These kind of settlement you can find it there wherever we have livestock rearing as a main occupation. So you can see this figure of dispersed settlement. We have, suppose this is a farm or the livestock rearing wherever it is done. So you can see they have large farm areas, but the population is very sparse. So we have nucleated settlement, we have linear settlement, and we have dispersed settlement. So next is your topic, conventional signs and symbols. So what are symbols? First of all, features which are seen on ground are depicted with the help of symbols on the topo sheet, because we cannot put a river on the topo sheet like that. So we have to use a symbol, use a sign or symbol, anything like that. So for example, you can see here river. When we have to mark a river, we have to mark a figure like this on the topo sheet, and then you will be knowing that this is a river. And then coming to conventional signs, these are the only symbolic of earth's features and are not drawn to any scale. Whenever we draw a river, suppose we are drawing a river, it is not on up to the scale how long and how deep it is, like that, but we are just showing it that a river is present here. And it helps in giving maximum information and adding legibility to the map. It helps a lot. These signs and symbols helps a lot in the topo sheet and other maps. They are very useful. So we have an exercise on page 18 also, where you have to see the topo sheet and do the exercises. So previous video we had done all about topo sheet, colors, symbols, whatever is there in the representation of geographical features. So I hope you understood the chapter, and please do all the exercises of the chapter, including the short answers also and the long answers also, and all the exercises in the book. Just do the question answer and long answers in your fair copy, and rest you do it in your book. So hope to see you in the next video with the next chapter, chapter 2. Till now, stay home, stay safe.